Heynderickx's debut album, I Need to Start a Garden, is a deeply personal collection which flows seamlessly between hopeful, mournful, and contemplative as Heynderickx learns and grows throughout her late 20s. Hello, and welcome, as I share my process attempting to redesign the album covers and associated art for this hidden gem. To begin my process, I listened to the album in its whole, sketching imagery and taking notes. Heynderickx is clear in interviews that her album does not have any one message, but simply follows her personal experience maturing further into adulthood. Some themes that stuck out to me include a desire to nurture, to find connection and community, and to take joy in the little things in life. That, and the symbolic through line of a garden. I took this research and began collating a mood board, considering the original design of Heynderickx's cover art and genre conventions for other folk and indie music. I made sure to include references to these elements in this mood board and the following thumbnails that I created. Next, I chose my 3 most engaging thumbnails and refined them digitally. The first concept reflects on the concluding song of the album, Drinking Song, which is representative of the overall questions the album poses, through striking imagery that evokes a scene of a watery dock at the edge of the world. My initial iteration for this design included giant sunflowers, in reference to the album's original cover, but this felt too cluttered and derivative, so I included a more pared back version as well. My second concept marries the primary garden motif with the praying mantis, found in the album's most recognizable song, The Bug Collector. Insects are used in this song to symbolize fears and anxieties, but can also be seen as an icon for metamorphosis throughout the album as a whole. My last design, rather than focusing on one core concept, depicts the identity of the full record, taking the shape of a rambling, flowing garden bed. I chose to continue on with this final concept, as I felt it most clearly matched the album's overall identity. However, I didn't want the garden motif to be only literal. I made sure to research plants and their meanings to reflect the themes of the songs within the album. I included pea plants, nasturtiums, and most importantly fig trees, which Heynderickx names in one of the more emotive songs of the album, Joe, which is representative of wisdom and passion. I also included insects in the garden bed to pay homage to my other concepts and to the motif of metamorphosis. The biggest challenge of this process for me was typography. I wanted this font to feel organic and folk, but still professional. To achieve this, I took a more basic font and traced over it with a textured brush for a proportionate but stylized look. I kept the back vinyl cover and record stickers for the series simple, with natural continuations of the front cover. The stickers of the vinyl are minimal and highlight different plants from the front artwork to distinguish them from one another and to symbolize the importance of past wisdom and future hopes throughout the development of the album. The last piece I created was a poster to accompany the vinyl. I tried one design, but decided against it pretty quickly, as it wasn't very visually appealing and didn't have any additional significance other than that already in the vinyl art. I created a second attempt, which I was much happier with, a dense and lush bouquet made from the produce of the vinyl's garden, symbolizing the end results of Heynderickx's growth throughout the album. I had a lot of doubts about how the series would turn out during this process, and was constantly tweaking and critiquing every element. But, for all my experimentation, the final product of my redesign clearly conveys I Need to Start a Garden's core themes, messages, and even sound, through carefully placed symbolism and genre conventions, growing and developing throughout the process, just as Heynderickx grows and develops through her album.